Oh, and thank you guys so much for joining me on my radio podcast. This is Deborah the Judge radio podcast, all the way from Putnam County, Florida. Yes, Putnam County, Florida, in the northern central section of Florida. So, hello, judges. How you guys doing? I'm feeling really great today. Today, I'm celebrating the big 7-0. So, yes, I'm so glad to be alive. But anyway, I have been up since about 8 o'clock this morning handling my business and adding some touches to the kitchen and to the living room. For those who've been watching my rehab, I did paint the Ottoman gray and it really looks good. I'll show you guys that later, as well as simulating a kitchen island, or I should say, simulating a countertop. And what I do is when anytime that I decide on something that I really want to purchase, before I purchase it, because usually it's usually expensive, I kind of make a makeshift of what I want it to look like, the size that I want it to look like before I actually go purchase it, to make sure it's going to fit in the room the way it's going to fit, make sure it's the proper size and the proper colors. But I wanted to come on today because, I mean, things have just been really crazy. So there's only three things that I want to talk about today, and that is Katt Williams, because he got a lot of shit to say, the people on the Epstein list, which is some people you guys are not going to believe, and the last thing I want to talk about is the new year. So let me just get right to it. I'm tired. I've been hanging out today. So I just want to give you guys this information. Now, I am going to leave the link to the Epstein list. I'm going to leave that link, but I got to wait till this video actually uploads. And sometimes this is the phone that I'm using to talk to you guys. So sometimes it takes an hour for the actual video to upload. But I wanted to leave you the website where they have the list of people that has been exposed. Now, I'm not going to talk about everybody, but I'm going to talk about the ones that I think that is very interesting, and also give you the connections of some of these people and who, I'm going to put my glasses on, some of these people and who they work for. This is the real trip. Now, everybody knows that Bill Clinton, the glass is dirty. Okay, everybody knows that Bill Clinton was on the list, okay? But what they didn't know is the extent. So Bill Clinton was on the Epstein list over 15 times. 15 times. So he was connected with Epstein over 15 times. Okay, and everybody know he likes young women, and I ain't mad at him. Most men like young women, okay? But how young, okay? But at the end of the day, 15 times, so you know that being transported back and forth to that island, to Epstein's home in New York, there's got to be some bullshit going on, okay? He just ain't seeing no man no 15 times. Ain't no man going running back and forth to see another man like that unless they're in some sort of relationship. Because even with a business relationship, you know, they can talk on the phone. But for him to physically go and see Epstein, to be in his presence, there's more to stuff that's going on. The second thing I want to talk about is Trump. Okay, so you guys know that Trump was on the list. But what they don't tell you about Donald J. Trump is that in 2002, Donald Trump and Epstein had conversations, and he kind of seemed to like Epstein. He thought Epstein was a good person. But during the visit with him, Epstein, he realized it was some shady shit that was going on when he was in the presence of Epstein. And at that point, he disbanded his relationship with Epstein because he knew it was some shady shit going on. Now, it's a difference between knowing something is going on, but being able to prove it. And in 2008, that's when Epstein got busted. But in 2002 is when Trump retracted and said, it's something ain't right about this. So he knew that something was going on with that situation, and he banned Epstein Epstein from even coming to Margot Largo. So he knew some shit was going on. And some people might say, well, why didn't he say something? When you come down on people, you better have some proof. You can't just see something. Okay, you got to have some proof to know that what you're seeing is what you're seeing. In other words, if he's with a young girl, you got to know how old that girl really is. Is she underage and looks older, or is she older and look younger? So a lot of things you may not know, but I'm not going to stay on that. But I can tell you that there's going to be a lot of information that's going to come out about Trump because they're trying to change the narrative. They're really trying to stick a lot of this stuff on Trump, which he has really nothing to do with, except for that one encounter, which he put Jeffrey Epstein in check. He put his ass in check. Say, nah, motherfucker, you do. I'm paraphrasing. I know some of y'all gonna get mad, but he was paraphrasing basically by saying, you know, you a dirty motherfucker. I see some shit you doing ain't right, and I'm not gonna fuck with you. So don't come visit me no more. Don't call me. Don't have nothing shit to do with me. Okay. Unlike Bill Clinton, because even after these allegations were made against Epstein, he continued to have relationships with him after 2008. So anyway, let me give you some names. Michael Jackson. Now I knew that there were a lot of prestigious people on the list, but I didn't know Michael Jackson was on the list. I'm just saying. Now, as this continues to go out, there's going to be more information about different people. But some of these people that's on this list got themselves as John Doe and shit. Okay. But at the end of the day, all these things are still going to be revealed. You can't have things out here and do dirty shit and think that this shit is going to fly. Eventually, it's going to catch up with you. So let me give you some more names too. The Pope. Ain't that a bitch? We talking about the fucking Pope. Now, I'm not talking to Pope Francis right now. I'm not talking about him. But remember, Epstein was, his first conviction was in 2008. So somewhere before that time, there was some connections because the Pope name is on the damn list. What the fuck? And this is the problem that I have. If your name is on the list, there was something that was going on, interaction or whatever. So I don't know if he was on there more than once. He was on there more than once is the problem. If he was on there just one time, then he could have just been using the Pope in order to bring in younger people, because that's what Epstein did. Like with Naomi Campbell and Vera Wang. Okay, you know Naomi Campbell was on the list. She's a black female model, and so was Vera Wang, who was a designer. And what Epstein would do is he would talk to young women, allegedly. He would talk to young women, and then he could call, okay, he would call, let's say, Naomi Campbell, while he got some young chick there. And he's trying to impress this young chick like he know Naomi Campbell. So the girl who wants to be a model is like, wow, she's impressed. Oh, you got Naomi Campbell, one of the best models in the world. So psychologically, you know, he's using these other people, and they're not knowing that they're really he's using them to groom the people, the younger people that he's trying to bring in. See, that's the part of the game that Epstein played in order to entice young people to get into his clutches. Okay. So let me go ahead and give you the other list. Oh, it's just so many people. It's just crazy. Everybody know about Prince Andrew. I'm not going to go on with that. A person by the name of Jean-Luc Brunel. And they say that this guy was on his list 50 times. Isn't that a bitch? And they say that he went, he, like I said, he was a frequent flyer. Just put it like that. We have Thomas Pritzker. Now, they say that he may be related to J.B. Pritzker, brother, who's the governor of Illinois. We have Steve Hawk. And Steve Hawk is a physicist. He's a physicist. That means he's a smart motherfucker, okay? Deals with the stars and shit. This guy is in a wheelchair, but he's smart as fuck, okay? His name was on the list. Um, Don Lucker. We have Stephen Orchin, Alan Dershowitz. Y'all know Alan Dershowitz is a lawyer, is an attorney, American attorney. They had Sergey Brin, who was involved with Google. He's a co-founder of Google. George Mitchell, Robert Kennedy Jr. We already know that that's one of the Kennedy children. Glenn Dubin, William Burns, Bill Gates, the former prime minister of Israel, and his name is what's this guy's name? I can't pronounce it. I can't pronounce his name. David Copperfield, you know he's a magician. David Copperfield, and that's surprising that he was involved. He could have been doing entertainment there. Okay, now they don't say that these people are exactly related to sex trafficking or pedophilia, but they're saying that these are the people that are on this particular list. Thorbjørn Jagland, who was a Norwegian prime minister. Leon Bootstein, the president of Bard College. He had 24 meetings with Epstein. So you know he was on some shady shit. I'm just saying. We had an MIT teacher named Loam Kamsky. He's a professor at MIT. We had a representative high-powered person from FedEx, a high-powered person from Rothschild Corporation, a high-powered person from Goldman Sachs, and these were like financial analyst people, big people, you know, dealing with money and shit, okay? We had the PayPal co-founder. We had Harvard, previous president of Harvard University. They had Leon Black and Tom Barrett, and these are private equity managers, so you know they in the money. J.P. Morgan executive, the Barclay executive. So let me tell you, this shit just goes on, and I'm not gonna be on here all night because I got to get out of here. I'm tired. I celebrate my birthday. You know what I'm saying? My 70th birthday. But I'm gonna leave it in the link so you guys can go back and read the full thing about these people. It's just crazy. But when I read the Pope and Michael Jackson, that really fucked me up. I'm like, whoa. I don't know why I'm really surprised by Michael, because Michael had that history. Y'all know it. Don't get mad. Some people get mad at me right now. I like Michael too, but he was involved in some shit too, and he just was. Um. So yeah, that was released by the federal court today, and they're going to get more into it as it continues to move on. But I'm hoping that these John Doe people, there's people that's going to be following this case, and they're going to be able to dissect who these people really are. They're going to find out who the Jane Does and shit is. Okay. Um. Like I said, it's over 166 something people that's a part of this thing. Okay, so I want to talk about a couple of things. Lori Harvey, which is Steve Harvey's daughter, says that she was raped in a threesome. Wow. She said that P. Diddy had set her up with his son. So it looks like it was a threesome. It was probably him, her, and P. Diddy's son. Allegedly. I got to say it allegedly. And it's interesting to me. That's probably why she ended up only being with him a short time, when she found out that what she was going to have to do in order to get more fame. But I think that Steve Harvey, her father, that's not her real father anyway, stepfather, I think he kind of put her out there. More news with T.I. and Tiny. They're being also hit with an sexual assault lawsuit that happened at a hotel in L.A. Somebody's coming out with already came out with a lawsuit that will file against T.I. and Tiny. Katt Williams. If you guys get a chance, you got to go on YouTube. And there's a guy by the name of Shannon Sharp. Y'all know him. Used to play professional football. He has a podcast. Listen to the interview with him and Katt Williams. Because see, Katt Williams talked about all this shit years ago, before all this P. Diddy shit came out, and people thought that he was on drugs. They tried to label him as being on drugs, try to say he was crazy and shit. But all that shit that he was talking about back then, because he called P. Diddy fruity back then. So he knew that he was gay. And not that anybody cares that he gay, but the fact of the matter is they keep trying to cover up lies. That's the big thing, and manipulating these little young boys in the industry. Katt Williams even talked about Chris Cross, the dark-skinned young boy that played as a part of Chris Cross, the rappers group, how they groomed him to a point where he ended up committing suicide years later because he couldn't deal with the pressure of what they were sending this boy through. He also talked about Steve Harvey, and I like Steve, okay? But he talked about Steve Harvey, how Steve Harvey stole his jokes and shit. Now, for those who don't know, I used to do stand-up comedy from 2009 to about 2018, 17, something like that. I did stand-up comedy, but I didn't do it out on what I would say, the comedy scene. I did corporate comedy for corporations. Because the first time that I decided to go to the comedy stores, what they call the comedy stores, the comedy clubs, I just didn't like what I saw. I went into the industry as an older person. So me hanging in the comedy clubs, waiting and shit until the end of the night to get my money and shit, that I don't want to be bothered with that bullshit. Especially when you're dealing with us folks, okay? I never smoked, so I'm in the room, everybody's smoking and shit, getting high, fucked up and shit, all the time. So I know the majority of a lot of comics, up close and personal at the end of the day, okay? But like I say, what people do on their personal life, that's not for me to say unless I gotta file a lawsuit or some shit like that. But I never got myself into that bullshit because I saw the bullshit when it was coming. But a lot of female comedians, young and coming up, they got fucked. A lot of them got fucked because they wanted to get on these comedy shows. And the best way for them to do it is fuck a bigger comedian that got a bigger name. And then they would put you on their show as a feature. In other words, they would let you do 30 minutes before they came on. But that's how the game rolled. And I know some of y'all say, well, that's how the game rolled, okay? Take one for the team. And that's how the shit rolled. That's the way it was. But I didn't want to do that shit. So I went corporate. So I started booking myself with corporate and big companies. And that's how I got hired. In fact, mostly every big hospital in Georgia, I did comedy for them. So I was, like I said, I did corporation comedy. And you didn't have to worry about nothing. Because even before I stepped on to the hospital or to the place that they wanted me to perform, they had already sent the check to my motherfucking bank account. That's the difference between working the black chitlin circuit and then working corporate comedy with white folks, okay? White folks and shit don't play this shit. They give you motherfucking money and shit. Black folks, it's a whole fucking different story. They be counting dollars and shit at the end of the night trying to give you your money. Fuck that. I'm like, fuck that shit. I can't do this. Okay, because I had a degree too, so I felt like I didn't need to do that. And a lot of the comedians that I knew didn't have a degree. And I'm not saying that I'm putting myself above them, but I just thought differently about that shit. Okay? And that's why a lot of these comedians, them motherfuckers old as hell, still out doing stand-up comedy because they were not financially ready and sound. You got to be, I don't care what career you fucking in. I don't care if you're flipping burgers. You got to understand finances. It's not personal. It's about finances and being able to make the money work for you. Not you working for money. You have to make the money work for you. And I got a lot of little tricks and shit that I did that helped me to like get paid big bucks. But anyway, I'll share that later. If you want to, you can message me. I'm not going to put it on here. These are my little tricks and shit. Okay. So anyway, so he went on, Katt Williams went on to talk about how dirty these people were. He talked about Ricky Smiley. Who knew that Ricky Smiley was stealing jokes? Now, for those who don't do comedy, probably say, "Oh, that's not a big deal. He just used this joke." No, people don't understand that when you develop a joke, it takes time to master that material. A lot of people, a lot of times when comedians get up there, they can say stuff off the wall. They can say off the fly certain jokes. But when they stand up to do their stand up show for an hour, hour and a half, they have a set of agenda of jokes that they tell. And Steve Harvey and allegedly Ricky Smiley stole Katt Williams' jokes. And it was heard from what Katt Williams say that when he got a part or in different movies, they would also try to undercut him and call and try to get the part when the people had already asked Katt Williams to do it. But see, this is some of the dirty shit in comedy that people really don't quite understand. And that's why a lot of people think they can get up and do stand-up comedy, and they don't understand it's bigger than just getting up there and thinking because they David Chappelle. Okay, it's bigger than that. Paul Mooney, if you really want to know the truth, Paul Mooney was the best comedy writer ever. He wrote for David Chappelle and Richard Pryor. But he wasn't getting acknowledged like them because Paul Mooney basically was an activist for African Americans. So when he talked his comedy, he would always put white people in check. He would call their ass out on bullshit. And so that's why he didn't get booked to the higher standards like some of the other comedians did back in the day, because he would hit white folks real hard. Bam! And just be truthful. He just told the truth. So you had to be a courageous white person. And a lot of white people liked him because they knew that what he was saying was true. You know? We talk about Princess Di and shit, how she loved that black meat and shit like that. You know, a lot of people can't stand stuff like that. They get offended. Don't get offended. Don't be hating on me. I don't give a fuck. But anyway, let me go on. So, somebody by the name of Glenn Dubin was also part of this list. Let me see what else. Turn on this sheet. I'm just fucking tired. Okay, some other news I want to talk about. Bomb threats. Bomb threats. Somebody emailed, I don't know if it was the FBI or whatever, but they had like 10 different bomb threats for 10 different states. 10 different states. And the states that were named were like Minnesota, Kentucky, Georgia, Maine, Michigan were a few of the states. So they would call up the State Department. That's what they did. They called up the State Department or emailed the State Department of that state and put in a bomb threat. Now, I don't know. I'm thinking that because they said it didn't come from, the threats did not come from inside the United States. I'm thinking it could be a possibility Iran or somebody associated with pro-Palestine, because the government is not moving in the way that a lot of people feel that they should be moving in. I'm just saying that's my personal opinion, okay? It could be a lot of other bullshit too. He even talked about Cedric the Entertainer, but he said Cedric stole his jokes too. And I know some of y'all are probably saying, that's no big deal. Why are you talking about people stealing jokes? Well, the thing of it is this. It talks about integrity of people. Integrity. And when you have integrity, if you find yourself in a situation, because you have integrity, the people will be on your side because they know that you are a person that has ethics and integrity. But if you lie and you bullshit and you manipulate, nobody fucking believes what the fuck you saying. So if you get accused of something, everybody gonna believe whoever is accusing you because you have no fucking integrity. Okay? Bottom line. So I'm getting ready to get out of here. And the reason that I'm telling you what I'm telling you right now with these YouTube people is because there are a lot of YouTube content creators that give you a lot of good information. But if you click on information that says P. Diddy arrested, P. Diddy fucking has not been arrested. But you'll see people saying P. Diddy arrested. And the first thing you do, you'll click on it because you want to know where was he arrested at. And then you listen to the whole damn video, and ain't nothing about him being arrested by the FBI. They just going over the same bullshit that's been out here in social media. Okay? But there's a couple of people that I listen to that you might want to listen to that are good. Lisa Tales talks about P. Diddy shit. She's on the money when it comes to that. Too Strong. They talk about a lot of up-to-date shit. They look at it from a biblical perspective. And it's another one that I look at too. African Diaspora Network, News Network. They talk a lot of black shit. Okay? And they tell you shit that white people are doing that they're not gonna put on social media. So if you are Caucasian and you are wondering why all black people doing this and why black people doing that, go to that channel and that will show you some of the shit that white people doing. It just don't get posted. And you probably say, well, why are you doing that? Because I want people to know that are Caucasian. Look at more than what they're showing you. Because I want you to have a better perspective of African Americans. To the perspective you see is motherfuckers with their pants and shit down, running into Walmart, stealing shit, breaking into Louis Vuitton, taking shit. That's such a very, 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 very small percentage of black people doing that shit. Very small. But you would think that this shit that's happening every day, all day, this is what they doing. Well, guess what? Buckle up, Buttercup, because now the Venezuelans are coming here and they getting ready to do this shit too. They getting ready to do it because they realize, hey, if these other people are stealing, I can steal. Okay? And I showed you the other day where this white chick was in the store with a pink outfit on, young girl, had a cart full of shit. She just walking out with her shit slowly. She wasn't grabbing it and running. She just walking casually, had a cart full of shit. Tags going off, beep, 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 and they just looking at her, and she just walked right the fuck out. She wasn't running or nothing. She just took her time. Ooh, white people, y'all kill me. Y'all get away with some shit, I tell you. I'm gonna try to scrape some of this color off. And I'm laughing, but you have to be careful what you say when you're around people, white people. Because there's a lot of black people that's black that's passing for white. Black people, when you see white people talking a lot of shit sometimes about certain shit, they're not all white. Some of these people are black, but they're passing for white. It's a whole lot of black people that are passing for white at this stage in game because they think, and they do, get a better life. They have better opportunities. Hey, Trish. Hey, baby. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here, you guys. There's going to be more on the list, and I can't wait to see this shit. I wonder, is Obama going to be on that damn list? I wonder, are the Bushes going to be on that list? I wonder, is Oprah going to be on that motherfucking list? But this is what I don't like about the list. Why they let them go in as Jane Doe? Because the judge say if you don't want your name to be public, go in and change it. Let us know. We'll change it to Jane Doe number 2, Jane Doe, John Doe number 5. That's fucked up. They need to expose this shit, and they need to put these people's names out there. That's the only thing that I don't like about this shit. Expose their asses. I don't care who they are. But anyway, I got to get out here, you guys. I'm tired, and we will basically talk later. And for those who have been waiting around and shit, let me see if y'all have to excuse me. Whew, Lord have mercy. There's just so much stuff going on. I don't know if y'all can see this or not, but I was able to paint. I don't know if you can damn see this or not. This shit. Probably not. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't have the light in this room. I got it turned blue. But this is the autumn. Oh, yeah, I do. Yes, I got the light. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Okay, you see this right here. This was actually green. This autumn was actually green, and now it's gray because I wanted to get this and I wanted to match it with, my couch, my chair, and shit like that. Okay. So, yeah, I did paint that with two coats of paint. And so now it looks a whole lot better. It was green and wasn't matching with shit. So, and this, of course, is the table. I told you that I sanded that I got out of the almost on the street. It was on the street, dark brown, the top. And I sanded this shit down and added some cabinets from Lowe's and made it a tabletop. So little by little, I'm getting this little place together. It's going to take a minute, but I'd rather do that than have to pay a mortgage. So anyway, you guys be blessed. Y'all take care, live your dream. Don't get distracted about bullshit, because everything that you see right now, ain't none of this shit gonna change. The rich trying to get rich, and they want the poor to stay poor. They want the poor to be consumers, because as long as you are a consumer, that means that you're paying somebody else instead of paying yourself. And I don't care how much money you make or how less you make, pay yourself first. And you probably say, well, I don't have the money. I can't. Well, guess what? If you ever notice when you live, people that live from paycheck to paycheck, they say they can't make it, but they do make it. And they make it and they spend money on the things that they want to spend money on. And you have to pick and choose the shit you spend your money on, especially when you're trying to get somewhere. And there's a lot of distractions. Like I told you, with this particular trailer, there's other shit that's always coming my way. I got an invitation to go back up to Georgia for somebody's 60th birthday. Now, why am I going to spend $500 to go up there? And I know the person. I like the person. They even did some favors for me when I was doing stand-up comedy and into that game. I've been in a couple of movies and shit too, right? They was there for me. I get that. And I feel bad. But hell, I'm not going up there. Spend $500. Because I got shit to do down here. But I'm not going to get distracted by it. So you can't do things that's going to throw you off your agenda because you think you're going to hurt somebody's feelings. And it's okay if you can't do something because you're doing something else. It's okay. Stop stressing about it. If you can't do it, fuck it, you can't do it. But if you try to do it, now you fall back behind. It's like for the holidays, you want to be this giving person. Fuck it. If you can't give somebody something, fucking just send them a damn card. It may make you feel bad some type of way, but guess what? Come February, you ain't trying to break your neck and your mind is not acting crazy because now you ain't in all this kind of debt. It's okay. You can't do everything. You can't be everything to everybody. You can't. You be going this way, that way. Your mind, you're racing. You can't sleep at night. Be waking up 2 and 3 times at night because you got shit on your mind trying to figure out how you're going to do this and how you're going to do that. You got to release some of that shit. You got to cut people out. You may not want to, but once you start doing that shit and you start being able to breathe better, because when you stress like that, you can't think clearly. You can't think with a creative mind because your mind is all fucked up and twisted and you stressed. That is not the best way to be creative under stress and anxiety. The best way to be creative is to be stressless, which means you can walk to the park, going by the ocean, relaxing, one with nature. That's how your shit is creative. That's how you begin to think. away from people instead of like this. Sometimes people be talking in your ear and shit. It's like static, just talking. Blah, 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 blah. Fuck that. Look, I don't address none of that shit no more. I'm like, excuse me, we'll talk later. I'm hanging out tonight at the VFW with people. I'm celebrating my birthday. I'm just somebody over here. Well, I'm like, you know what? I'm not into that. Let them live. That's what I tell them. Let them live. In other words, bye, bitch. I don't want to talk about that. Don't be stressing me out. I'm celebrating my damn birthday. Not too many people get to be 70, okay? I'm just glad to be alive. So don't come in with that bullshit. I might not even be here fucking tomorrow. And when you got family members and shit that keep pulling this shit on you, they got to make this shit for themselves. They got to stand up for themselves. So what? They got a job. They need to get 2. Some of them need to get 3 if they not managing their money. Everybody wants so much of everything, and for what? You work to get this, to get that, and then you can't even fucking enjoy it because you're too tired or you owe on it. I was thinking when I tell you about Taraji P. Henson, and everybody was all sorry for her. Oprah not paying her. Fuck Taraji P. Henson. The bitch got about 7 to 8 damn cars. Why the fuck am I caring about this bitch? I know some of y'all mad because I called her a bitch, but I use these words. It's just words. And if you've been on my podcast, you know I'm just talking shit. I have love for her. I don't have too much love for Oprah, but I got love for Taraji. She's trying to handle her business. I ain't mad at her. But I could give a fuck about what she doing over there. That's rich people problems. Why the fuck do I care? Because she want to get paid $1 million and they only paid her 200,000. Bitch, please. Give me a motherfucking break. Okay. But anyway, I just wanted to vent just a little bit. Okay. All I'm saying, I'm just venting and stuff and shit. But yeah, I got my dress and shit on and stuff. I can't wait till I get some teeth. Wait till I get some teeth. I'm gonna act a damn fool. Y'all gonna be saying, look at this bitch. She used to be so humble and she used to be so nice. Now look at her. She's a narcissistic. She thinks she bad and shit. But anyway, you guys be blessed. Take care of yourself. And we will talk on tomorrow. And hopefully they will have some more list names out. But for those who really want to know what's going on in the industry, Shannon Sharp, I think he got about 2.5 million views when I looked up there on YouTube. We got 2.5 million views, and he just did the interview with Katt Williams. I think that's something that everybody kind of needs to just pay attention to a little bit. And as far as the war is concerned, as I told you about before, Israel's main intention is to destroy fucking Palestine. Gaza. Destroy. That's what the fuck they're trying to do. They're not trying to provide no peace. They're not trying to give them food. The motherfuckers over there starving and shit. And they keep saying, oh, the Red Cross needs to come in. This Biden, right? The Red Cross need to come in and they need to help. They ain't finished fucking send no help. They're trying to destroy them people. They're trying to disband that whole area. Tear that motherfucker up. Israel is like, we can't live next to you because you've already said that you hate us. That's what Hamas said. We hate Israelis. We hate Jewish people because they low down, dirty motherfuckers. That's basically what they said. I mean, it is what it is. Because Palestinians are what? They believe in what? Allah. They're Muslims. And so if you don't believe what they believe, you are a fucking infidel. That means if you're an infidel and they try to convert you and you don't want to be converted, then they do have the right to kill you. This is the shit. I'm telling you people, this shit is just way out of character. And you can say what you want about America, but I ain't going back to Africa. Fuck you and the horse you rode in on. But anyway, you guys take care. We just at a different place right now. That's all. Sometimes praying is sometimes not enough. One love.